What's your favorite thing to do with your dad? What's your favorite thing about Daddy? Dad? What makes someone a good dad, son? Yeah? It's good. So I'm pretty new to this whole fatherhood thing, and so I've been trying to figure out what it means to be a good dad. So I decided to ask a couple of experts. Here's what they had to say.
He's my dad, he's super nice, and he's the best daddy in the world that I can have.
He lets us buy snacks. He tells us stories sometimes.
I like him because he's funny. I like his personality.
So when he lets us buy pizza too, he lets us get water ice. Daddy is your daddy.
You like when Daddy's home?
Yes!
You do?
Yes, yes. Daddy's super, super, super duper nice. 3, we have fun. And 4, we play games.
I just like that he's funny and he likes the same type of music as me. He introduced me to my favorite type of music.
And 5, we eat food.
My favorite thing to do is play games. My favorite thing to do with him is to go shopping.
Do karate, wrestle, and I play games. Daddy didn't us over is all white. It's daddy, it's an old daddy, it's a wild swing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, what kind of games?
The jumping game in ABC, yay! Yay!
My favorite thing to do with him, I like riding my bike with him. We ride our bikes around the neighborhoods, around South Philly.
Go on a chalkboard and play outside. You can play with my toys. Barbie game? A little Barbie game?
Yeah, but what kind of game? Like hide and seek?
Yeah, friends. Without a tank.
Like you may count? Okay.
Play sword fight.
We also ride down to the Delaware River downtown. I really like going riding my bikes with him.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Wait a minute.
Raya.
Wait, I got it.
You got it. Okay.
When he does not be mean to us.
That's what makes someone a good dad? Awesome. Thank you.
I think because he treats everybody a good way and he's nice to people.
Nice.
His good heart.
A person to make someone a good dad. A person who takes care of his children. Raises his children right.
Because he helps us mow the lawn. He helps us get the leaves away.
Feeds children.
Yeah, we hope he feeds his children, right?
Feed his children.
And he helps us, and he helps us drive. So God made us have a good heart, and Dad has a good heart, and our heart creates good things. So yeah.
I like a lot of things about my dad.
Yeah, he's a great dad, right?
He's a great dad.
To make like a dad is to love another way.
Oh, okay. All right then. Well, thank you so much.
That's the much.
Thank you.
That's you.
So those were some pretty interesting answers. And if someone were to ask me, what does it mean to be a good dad? There are a couple things that come to my mind. The first thing is as a dad, I want to be someone who leads in love. I think oftentimes as men, we think that that in order to lead, we have to be the biggest or the strongest or whatnot. But for me, I want my son to understand that a good dad is someone who leads in love, someone who leads in empathy, someone who leads in being gracious, and someone who leads in being kind. Understanding that it's not just about this physical strength, but it's about the strength of his heart, and that people can look to his character as a reason why they should follow him. The second thing I want my son to see is that a good dad is someone who provides. Oftentimes, though, I think we limit providing just to the material things. And obviously a house is good. You need somewhere to live, your clothes and your food and all that stuff. But I want my son to understand that a good dad doesn't just see his kids as a checklist of things to notch off, but a good dad is someone who also provides emotional security. A good dad is someone who also provides, spiritual teaching. I want my son to see that I'm providing for him, not just on the physical things, but to him as a total human being, that I'm thinking of all the things that he needs so that he can become the best man that he can be. The third thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing is setting the example that a good dad is someone who provides correction. I think oftentimes kids think they know everything. I think I did when I was young. But as you get older, you realize, wow, I was kind of stupid. I didn't really know the things that I thought that I knew. And I want my son to understand, I don't know if he will when he's young, but I want him to understand that when I'm correcting him, that I'm doing it so that he's in a better position today than he would have been if I didn't correct him. I want him to understand that, when I'm giving him wisdom, or I'm giving him advice, or where I'm kind of challenging him, that it's not because I'm harsh. It's not because that I'm mean. It's because I want what's best for him. And so I want him to understand, and I want myself to set the example that a good dad is someone who provides correction. The fourth thing, and something that's really important to me, is I want him to see how I love his mom. I think for me, especially as a Christian man, the Bible calls us husbands to love our wives as Christ loves the church, which is a crazy high standard as Christ died for the church. And so I want him to see that I love this relationship. I love spending time with his mom. I love being around her. I love caring for her. I think oftentimes we see those guys who kind of talk about marriage in a very negative light, like the old ball and chain, or I'm dreading spending time with my wife on the weekends. But I want my son to see that, no, actually my dad is crazy about mom. And this is the way that it should be. And the last thing that I want my son to see, and the last thing that I want to be as a good dad, is someone who submits to the Lord. I want my son to see that I'm not just someone who's talking about why it's important to, read your word, or why it's important to pray, or why it's important to show love. But I want my son to see a man who's actually living it. I know being very young and seeing my dad doing really early morning devotions is an image that's still seared into my mind to this day. And so I want my son to have those mental images of me caring for others or forgiving. I want him to see that when I read the word, I want my son, when he reads it, to be like, Dad is just like the people in this book here. He's doing all the things that, they were doing. And I want him to see that a good father is someone who isn't just following his own heart, but is following the heart of the Lord through the word. And yeah, those are the things. And to answer the other two questions, my favorite thing to do with my dad when I was growing up was riding bikes. By far, hands down. We used to ride bikes places that were, if my mom knew how far we were riding, it would have been an issue. And my favorite thing about my dad is how patient he is. I have still not hit this level of patience. To be honest, I don't know how he's even gotten there, but that's something that I really do admire about him. And yeah, that's it for this video. It's kind of weird not having Jazz next to me, but she's having her own motherhood video, and that should be up soon. Or if you saw this video pretty late, it might already be up. But either way, I'm glad you watched this video. If you liked it, like, and subscribe for future videos just like this. So yeah, see you later. Oh, one more thing. Those are obviously not all my kids. So thank you to all the parents who let me use their kids in this video. Those answers were definitely hilarious and kind of insightful. Anyway, thanks.